When we multiply, we're always remembering that multiplication really means we have groups of a number. So here we have 35 multiplied by 3, which means we have 3 groups of 35. So the first thing we're going to look at when we solve this is make our 3 groups of 35. So I have 3 10s, that's my 30, right? So that represents, these 3 represent this part of the number because the 3 is in the 10 spot. So I have 3 10s and 5 1s, so that's 35 3 times. So 3 groups of 35. I can also think of multiplication as repeated addition because what I'm really doing is taking the 35 and a 35 and a 35 to find my total. So I'm adding that 35 over and over again. So if I want, I could stack these numbers up to add them. And what I first would do is I want to separate my numbers by my 1s column and my 10s column. So I'm going to take all my 1s and add them first, just like we've been doing for addition. So I have 5 plus 5 plus 5. And so altogether, 5 plus 5 is 10, and 10 plus 5 is 15. Now, in my 1s column, I can only put a 1-digit number, so I have to ask, can I make a group of 10 out of here? And since I have more than 10, I can trade some in. So I know that 10 1s is the same thing as 1 10. So I'm going to take those and trade them in for 1 10. So this still represents 15. So 10 plus 5 is 15. Now my 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. So I'm going to write my 5 1s in my 1s place. And just like we've been practicing for addition, that 110 right here is going to get listed into my 10s column. Now I'm going to add my 3 10s plus 3 10s plus 3 10s. So 3, 6, 9 plus another one is 10. And I'm going to write down my 10. So my answer for 35 plus 35 plus 35 is 105. It looks very similar when we do the multiplication algorithm. So when we're doing 35 times 3, just like our visual before, we're starting with first our 1s column. So we're going to say, how much is 3 groups of 5? So we did that before. We said 3 groups of 5 was 15. And just like before when we said 3 groups of 5 was 15, we saw that those 1s equaled more than I could put in my 1s place value because I had 15. So just like last time, I would take away 10 of them and trade them in for a 10s. Same as addition, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my 5 1s in my 1s place, and then this 10 right here is going to go over here. So I did 3 times 5 was 15. So here's my 1 in my 10s place from the 15, and here's my 5 in my 1s place. Now I need my 3 groups of 30. So since it's already in my 10s place, I'm going to think of it as 3 times 3. So 3 groups of 3 would be like adding 3 times. So 3, 6, 9, plus that 1 I had from before, so I'd have 10. So if you look up here, 3, 6, 9, plus this one from before would give me my 10. So the multiplication algorithm shows us the same exact thing as doing addition over and over again. We're still regrouping our numbers the same exact way. So now when we get to 48 times 4, we're thinking 4 groups of 48. So you can see that this 4 is in the 10s place, so those are my 4 10s, and then my 8 1s. And I have that 4 times. So it's like I'm saying 48 plus 48 plus 48 plus 48. So I could do it by adding 48 4 times. That means that I would take those 8 1s and add them 8 times. sorry, 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, this starts to get a little overwhelming because now we have so many ones that we have to deal with. So we would have to right away say, well, I can only put 1 digit in my ones column, so I've got to get rid of every time I have a 10, trade it in. So I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's one group of 10. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's another group of 10. And then see if I can make another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's another group of 10. So 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 would give me 30, and then 2. So when I think about the number 32, the 3 is in my tens place and the 2 is in my ones place. So the 2 would go in the ones column and the 3 would go up here. And then I have to add my 4 times. So 4, 8, 12, 16, and then the 3 that I brought over, 17, 18, 19. So my answer would be 192. The reason we use multiplication instead of repeated addition is as our numbers get bigger, it's a lot easier to use multiplication facts and do it without having to add those numbers up over and over. I'm still going to think of my place value columns, but I'm going to start with 4 times 8. And I know 4 times 8, because I just figured it out, or I could use a multiplication chart, is 32. So I think to myself, well, the 2 is in my ones column, so it needs to go down on my ones column. And that 3 isn't really a 3, it's a 30, so it needs to be in my tens column. Now that I've multiplied those two, I would have to do 4 times 4, because I had 4 groups of 40. So 4 times 4 would be 16, plus those 3 that I added on, 17, 18, 19, and I'd get 192. So see, I get the same answer, but it's a lot faster because I'm using multiplication facts instead of adding over and over again.